Okay, so your name is Adam. Got it, Adam. And your name is Eve. Got it, Eve. There's only two things in this garden that you cannot touch. There's two trees over there, right? Don't touch them. Why? Because if you touch them, you'll die. What are the trees there for? Well, one is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. What's good and evil? Hey, if you were meant to know that, I'd let you eat the fruit, right? Okay, so one's the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the other one's a tree. Don't eat the fruit of either of them. Because we'll die. Okay, got it, yeah. Okay, great. Do whatever you want out here. Have a good day. Bye, God. See you later. Fantastic. Oh, hi, Angel. Hey, God. A question? Yeah, what's up? So you didn't tell them about the other tree, the tree of immortality? You didn't tell them about that one. Why would I tell them about that one? Well, because you told them about the knowledge of good and evil one. Yeah. And I also told them that they would die if they ate from it, right? Yeah. Okay, so then what exactly do you think would happen if I told them, oh, and subsequently the tree right next to it is a tree of immortality where you won't die? Okay, I see what you did. Okay, yeah, thank you. All right, let's continue on with making the world work. Meanwhile, in Eden, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Deedly-dee, here they are standing in a row. Bum, bum, bum. Hi, Eve. Hello, serpent. I didn't know serpents could talk. Generally, they can't, right? But here I am, because I have something to say, and I'm going to say it to you. What's up? The tree. Yeah. The tree, you know how it said knowledge of good and evil, and you don't know what that means? Yeah. So the tree will tell you what it means. Okay, but God said don't or we'll die. God lied to you. So I don't believe that. Why don't you believe it? I'm not lying. God lied to you. So why would God lie to me? I don't know. But I would put any money on the fact that if you went and you ate that fruit, you wouldn't die. You should trust me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go eat that fruit, and if I die, it'll be your fault. Trust me. I don't think my God would lie to me. I'm gonna go eat this fruit, but it's like 100% because I don't think God would lie to me. He lied. Go eat it. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite of this fruit. Oh my God. I didn't die. Oh my God, I'm naked. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, where's Adam? I'm Adam. I named all the animals. Adam, very important of you to know. Oh my God, you're naked also. What is naked? Oh wow, okay. So, bad news, God lied. God doesn't lie. Hey, so, can you stop looking at me, first of all? And also, can you turn away from me? Why would I need to do that? Oh no, I can't do this. Here, take this fruit and eat it. Is this the fruit that God said don't eat? Yeah, the fruit that God said would kill us if we ate. Did you eat it? Yeah, am I dead? No. Did he lie? So much lied, so much eat the fruit. I'll eat the fruit. Hey, I didn't die. Hey, whoa. We have to get leaves. We have to put clothes on. Later, with clothes on. Oh no, God's coming, and we have clothes on, and maybe we should hide, because God's gonna see our bare backs. Oh my God, and he's gonna know that we ate the fruit after he told us not to, and that's completely disrespectful, and that's bad, and I know that now because we ate the fruit! So they go hide in the bush, and then God comes, and he says, hey, where are you? And then they come out. And then God says, why are you wearing clothes? And then Eve goes, 'cause we're naked? And how do you know you're naked? And Adam goes, 'cause we ate of the fruit. Oh, so specifically the fruit of the tree that I told you not to eat of? Yeah. Interesting. So you have to leave now. Why do we have to leave? And the reason they had to leave was because God did not want them to eat of the tree of immortality, because man was not meant to be immortal. So that was not supposed to happen. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, why was the tree there in the first place? Hey, so my theory, but I am not God, keep in mind, my theory is that God was trying to create a paradise for us to see if we would make it. And then, yeah, maybe we would have been able to be immortal with him. Or maybe that was just their backyard and that just is where they were growing their immortal fruit. I don't exactly know the ways of God. But my point is, we had to skedaddle. And I know a lot of people know, like, oh, the trouble of man and the trouble of woman. But I know a lot of people know the trouble of women. Do most of you know the trouble of man? Let's get into it. On to the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow in your conception. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your husband. And this is very important. He shall rule over you. And unto Adam, he said, but before we get onto Adam, I would like to open this to you, right? And you're free to believe something else. A lot of people will take that and they'll think, oh, so we were always meant to adhere to our men because of Eve's curse. Is that what God's saying? Or is God saying, since you don't know how to listen, and since you yourself have a tendency to guide people into whatever you think is best, why don't I give you a weakness to man? That whenever you find a man that you love and fall in love with, you're going to have this weakness of wanting to listen to everything he says, even if it's not the greatest idea in the world. And that is when you would need to pray for discernment, Because Eve gave you a lacking in discernment then, didn't she? Because when you think about it, when the serpent told her, God lied to you, she lacked discernment to be able to tell herself, well, if God lied to me, it had to have been for a good reason. I trust God more than I trust anybody. You know what I mean? So we lacked discernment in that moment, and then he took a little bit more away. But hey, you're free to believe something else. And a lot of people don't talk about this one, and I think that's interesting that we focus a lot on what Eve did to us, but we don't really focus on what Adam has to do either. And unto Adam he said, because you had hearkened unto the voice of your wife, and you have eaten of the tree of which I command thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow you shall eat of it, and all days of your life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. And you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you return unto the ground. For if it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. Now listen to this. Would it be so hard to believe that, the struggle and curse of man is to forever believe that Eve is the problem, because his curse for just listening and not thinking for himself is to forever have to work really, really hard for anything that he might want. The fruits of his lack of labor is nothing, dust, turmoil. Because when you think about it, when Eve came up to Adam and said, eat this fruit, Adam didn't have to listen, did he? He could have thought for himself. And what's the issue that you find troubles many men in this generations? Being a man-child, isn't it? Being a mommy's boy and always cleaving to a woman to guide him. Men, it's their job to be leaders, isn't it? God said they have to work. So I get it. Like, it's hard. It's hard to look back on this story and think, damn, Eve was the dawn of it all. She made it and she messed us up. But Adam also had a little fault in that too. Nobody's perfect. I think that's the point of the story. Nobody's perfect. But there's also an underlying point that I want to make before I go. I think it's important to note that the main reason that the devil was able to get through to Eve and then also Adam is by using a little bit of doubt in the belief that no matter what happens to you, God has your back in the end. We were not supposed to get to the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a lot of people would wonder why. Why wouldn't God want us to know good and evil? Well, ignorance is bliss, I guess, And then that motion of free will is what allowed us to even grab that fruit in the first place. So ultimately, again, I've said this before, I'll say it a million times. If you are somebody who made it this far in the video and you still kind of think like, why would God make bad things happen though? Why would he allow Eve to eat of the fruit? He knew she was going to do it. He could have stopped her. Yeah. But then she wouldn't have free will. And then realistically, you wouldn't be here. So, and I know you don't want to be because it's 2026 and the world is ending, but hey, the world is ending. We're going to be with God soon anyway. So that's all I got. Much love.